Okay, so I'm going to get started and share my screen. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me minimize this. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a little bit of what I do. So when I started, like I said, I just went all in and did things by myself, what I thought was best. And I don't know why that keeps doing that. Let's try again. Yeah, so, I would find pictures and all these kinds of things, and I just started making files of stuff I wanted to keep. And so that is what I suggest to all of my coaches. Just go for it, and you don't have to have me tell you what to do. This is your business. Take everything you can and use it. Make files. So at night when I'm working on the computer, I work on a computer at home, obviously. But that's why this business is so awesome, because you can work from your phone. Like I work from this all during the day. When I'm traveling, if I'm sitting at a stoplight, I can message people. So you don't have to have a computer. Yes, I feel like it does make it easier for a lot of things as far as files and saving pictures and all that kind of stuff, Word documents, but there's so many apps on the phone now, like Google Docs. Everything I make, I can share with you guys, and you can get it on your phone and, copy and paste. Even like the scripts that I make, you can take those and copy and paste. So let's see. This whole thing has changed, so I'm going to just put this down here. But as you can tell, I've got lots of stuff on my screen. So I have all these different files. So let's see here. So when I started, so I've got pictures. So I just started finding pictures when I needed some for posts, and I would just save them if I liked them. Now, one thing I did not do was save them with a name, which I wish I would have. So there's a tip for you, but I started doing that after the fact. So like this, just different transformation pictures, different things I could use in my challenge groups, or as a coach, things I can use for posts, all these different things that have to do with health and fitness. The list goes on and on. Why am I a coach? Things that have changed, things about being an entrepreneur, running your own business. There's so many pictures you can get. The measurement pictures I always share in my challenge groups. All this stuff is super easy access when I have it right here and I can put it up in my groups. Just like here, for example, like literally I would just go to Google and just find all sorts of pictures. And funny thing, you want laughter, you want things to be fun and exciting. See, like isn't this cute? Have like your Shakeology bottles. This also gives me ideas. Not that I have to use this one, but I can make my own with my Shako bottle and put these words, because I'm not always super crafty, or whatever you want to call it, when it comes to that, thinking outside the box. So that's what that folder is. So then I have folders for everything. I've got challenge group folders, I've got 3-day refresh folders, 21-day fix folders. Like I was making a folder for all the programs, because so like I would Google the 3-day refresh, and then I would just put pictures I found in here, like food pictures. They don't always have to be my food, even though I'm following it, because or it would give me ideas, you know what I mean? So, and then transformations, I've got all that saved so I can pop them up. Like I've told you today, we should be starting to share, because we want to get a group at the end of the month to do the 3-day refresh. So we can share a picture every single day, a different picture from people who have done it. show food pictures of how easy it is, what it looks like to do it. You don't have to do it ahead of time, or maybe you're not going to get to do it, but you still want to talk about it. You can get these pictures and use them. Use other people's stories if you don't have one yet. That's the point. So, 21 Day Fix or Country Heat, I would made a folder for that. Let's see what's in there, because I don't even know. Not a lot. Again, transformation photos from people who did Country Heat. Just, when you're talking about it. I don't like posting a lot of Beachbody photos. Like, this is a great picture to post. Or copy and make it your own, clearly. But you've got your containers laid out and the food that went in them. So, like, that's a beautiful picture. Let's see. So, yeah, so that's what I've done for a lot of my folders. And then, of course, being a coach, having a team, even if you have one person under you, you are a leader and you have a team. So all the stuff my coach posts in her team page, Danielle, I would copy it and save it so I could post. So I have lots of training folders, things I use like that. Here, challenge group. So these are just different pictures I've made over time for different challenge groups that I've run. So when I'm posting about it, like advertising it on my wall, I have the pictures and I save them so I can go back and use them at another time. So I just make all this stuff either on my phone, on PicMonkey.com, on Canva.com, things like that. It's really easy to use. I grab a picture. You always want to have your face on it. And then a lot of free groups, like you can use this 7-day, like, I just Googled things I wanted to do and would use that picture. But you always want to have you on it too, so these are just different ones I made because of, doing free groups. I do one every month. Sometimes I do two. So I have a lot of pictures from that. Opportunity calls, that's super important to post with your face on it. Here was a crockpot group that me and another coach did, Michael. So, I just use an app on your phone. Doesn't need to be crazy. Don't spend like 30 minutes trying to do a picture. That's a waste of time. I did a challenge or a free group where somebody could win our Fix Bake cookbook. So this was one of the pictures I used for that. So those are folders I make that I save. Here I did a football group one month talking about snacks. And see how, like, I made that with the app Photofy. So I just stuck a picture on there, I typed in the words, and I was good to go. It probably took 3 or 4 minutes to make it. So don't take a lot of time. The only thing you have to do is take a picture. You do want, don't get obsessed with it. When I started, my pictures were not good because I didn't know what I was doing. And now they're not always that great now, but you do want them to, be clean and clear so people can see your face. You don't, take your time and wipe off the camera, make sure it's not all smudgy or you're not moving so it's all blurry. Have it be a good picture. And then I just save other things that I find off Google so that I can use later. Like this one I saved, which I absolutely love. And you just can take this and I open it like in Paint on my computer. I open it and I will get rid of this down here and put my name or my picture. You can take other stuff and change it for you. So yeah, and then when I do opportunity calls, I used to do one picture that we used a lot, but I put it up there for y'all to use, and all you have to do is take that and put your face over it. Just put your picture over mine. I can't find it right now, but anyways, anytime I do that, you can take that and do that. Change it and put your picture, you know, even if I made it, it's totally fine. Like here's what I did last year for the holiday group, and I need to do this again in December, so good thing I'm seeing it, gives me an idea. But you could take this picture and put your picture over mine, and you're done. So that is just different folders I have up on my computer that I can go to right away. Okay, so in our team page, of course, if you haven't taken the time to do so, go to the Files tab, and if you're on your phone, it'll be located a little bit differently, but click on Files, and I have so much information that I try to put in there for you guys. Whatever, you know, there's the whole script and post to run a 7-day crockpot group. I just wrote up the scripts on things I type to people, step by step on how I talk to them, the stuff I send them to sign them up. You know, anything, you just come in here and look if you need something. If it's not in here, Fit Fanatics has a files tab with a ton of stuff in there. Google it, YouTube it. Like, this business could not be easier as far as a plethora of information. You just have to be willing to go for it. You know, you learn better if you try to find the information on your own. And if not, ask me. I'm more than happy to help, because that's what I'm here to do. I want everyone to succeed. I want you guys to do this and love it like I do. It can be monotonous or not thrilling like it once was, but you have to refocus your why and why you love to do this, and then it will make it fun again. So don't get in that rut where you're dreading it, because you know, you'll hear every top coach be like, oh, I just got to the point where I didn't like it anymore. I've done it so long, you know, I don't have a passion about it. But then you have to refocus, and everyone always finds it again, and then they just get back on fire. So there's a ton of stuff in here for you to take advantage of, to use. I could just go on and on, but just come in here and look around. So what do I do every single night? I literally message people all night long, follow up with people. I send, hey, how are you messages. So for example, and I also, in the Files tab, I have, if all you have is an hour, I have, you know, everyone should be doing a power hour. That is a basic coaching thing that literally all you need is an hour a day to work this business. And that's exactly how I started. And then I got to where I could do like 2 hours a night. You know, every day is not the same, but that is definitely how it's been the last 2 years where I was able to do that. So there is a file in here that's called Power Hour, and it lays out, you have set a timer, and 10 minutes you do this, 10 minutes you do that, 5 minutes you do this. So it's laid out for you what to do in your Power Hour. But I don't normally do that. I, you know, do my thing. I don't set a timer, but if I literally only had an hour, I would. That way I made sure I got all my steps done. But so what I'll do is I'm always constantly friending people. So that is exactly what you should be doing too. So you can go to your friends and friend them. If you're in some kind of, you know, running group or a book club group, or I don't know, anything on Facebook, you're in a group, you get on there when you're posting, and in that group, you can start friending people from there. So when I friend people, a day or two later, I'll come here to my friends list, go to your recently added, and then I literally just click on each one you just click on message. And so I've got all these people I have to do yet. And I see, I've already talked to this girl. I send her that friend message, which is also in the files tab. I've got to find it. So I have to do that to these people, send them that message. That's one thing I do. And then I will, this is the beauty of running free groups, because you never, ever, ever run out of people to message. So if you haven't run a free group yet, which we all start there, I would message, my friends and my family on my contact list first, tell them what you're doing. Hey, Sarah, I got in this health and fitness group. This is, like if you were a brand new coach and just starting messaging people, I've just started. I'm feeling great so far. I love the support, the motivation. It's really keeping me on track. I love the energy from our nutrition. I really would like, some friends and family to join me. Would you be interested in some more information? Anything from your heart, short and sweet, send them a message. You can start sending people, if you haven't gone through the training yet, you want to form people. That means getting to know them. Ask about their family, their recreation, their job, before you just send them a message. And that is what you have to do more of now than we used to. I would just send a message, what they call cold invites. I would do that so much because I didn't know people. And forming does take time, but that's where you get people, to trust you and how they stick with you. So you do want to, when you're already friends with them, that's great. But if these are brand new people, you want to get to know them, get to know about their family, ask their goals, and then you can invite them because they're starting to trust you. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I would send messages to people like that. There's so many ways to track this. I still need to find a great way. Here I am 3 years into it. I've always used pen and paper on our tracking sheet, which again, if you go through training, we always share that, and that's what you should be using. But if you can do a spreadsheet, there's different sites you can use that deal with Beachbody for tracking. Google has one, which is what I'm going to try to use if I can nail down the time to just set it up and figure it out myself. But I've got to figure out a better way to track, because used to, when I started, I had all my messages here on the left, and then I would just after I messaged them, the next week I'd go all back through and follow up with people. Well, now I've got literally thousands of messages. There's no way to do that anymore. But let me just find one. Again, so like if I have a free group, I'll go to, during that free group, I message people. And now, I had a free group that had like 500 and 600 people in it. So that is a ton of messaging. And Facebook I think it only lets you now message 50 people a day. So that's what I did. Like last week, I was messaging people. And then it stops you from doing it. So let's see. So I click on each person to message them. Trying to just find what I would say, because I clearly can't remember off the top of my head. And I always, always, always follow up with people, even if it's a year later. I'll send a message if I just happen to come across, I click on their name and see that, we've talked before. I say, hey, Abby, how's your summer going? That simple, that easy, just to get the conversation started again. Okay, so like this lady was in my free group. Hey, Abby, thanks so much for being in my October Crock-Pot group. I hope you were able to get some great new healthy recipes to try. Now that the holidays are upon us, I want to help as many people as possible change their health and feel amazing going into the holidays, not worse. I am putting together an Epic November group. You know, you want to write this how you want to write it with your words. I'm putting together an Epic November group geared towards families and friends getting healthy together. Would you be interested in me sending you more information? And you can always come in here. She has not seen this yet. If so, her face would be down here. So that was November 3rd. So now is a perfect time for me to follow up with all these people. And I can say, hey, Abby, I see that you haven't seen my message I sent a couple weeks ago. I know Facebook Messenger isn't always the greatest, but I wanted to know if you were interested in my upcoming health group, something like that, you can say. So always have a flow, a funnel. You should always be having a funnel of people you're talking to. You've got your people in your free groups who you're forming, then those come into the people that you invite. Those people turn into challengers. Those challengers turn into coaches. That is your funnel you should always have going, always people in all those places. So that is how I spend my hour to 2 hours, constantly messaging people, friending people. Another thing that is extremely good to get in the habit of is, while you're working your power hour, go back through your posts for the day or the day before, however, if you can stay on top of it, which I've done this several times, and then I get out of the habit. So you definitely need to make it a habit. But go to your posts and message, I've done this so long, like I have a lot of people, the same people always liking my stuff. And that's great. But for this, you want to go to, I would click on the people that liked it, and then I would message each person and say, thank you so much for liking my health and fitness post. I really appreciate the support. Stuff like that. And especially if they comment on it, you want to message them and then also reply. If Josephine, she's on my team clearly, but if Kendra she likes all my posts every single day, of course I'm not going to message her every day and thank her, but you do want to get in the habit of doing that, and you'll recognize people who do it all the time anyways. Another thing, if you're not familiar with how Facebook works, is, so for this post, for example, Josephine liked it and said something this morning or this afternoon. So that is awesome. But as soon as you, let's go to a different one. So I made the comment to you guys that putting up value is huge. Asking questions, open-ended questions where they have to respond is a big deal to get people to your page. That's how Facebook works. The more people that come to your page, that comment, they see that you're popular or whatever. That's not the right word, but so they make sure your stuff gets seen. So I know anytime I post about Paige, that gets a ton of likes and a ton of comments, as you can tell. 102 likes, 28 comments. If I post a picture of a meal I made and ask if people want the recipe, that gets a ton of comments. So I did that last week. I don't know, I think I had over 40 comments. And yes, I had to message every single person and send them the recipe, but it was fine. Copy and paste it. But that's how you get people to see your stuff. You can post the same thing every single day. Not everyone's going to see it because they don't go to your page. So here, I posted this egg roll meal and then told them to drop their emoji if they wanted the recipe. That's a great way to get people trying your stuff on your page, a great way to get conversations started, because now it's not telling me how many comments, but I had a ton. I sent all these people the recipes, and then now I can go back and say, hey, did you try it? Did you like it? That starts a conversation which leads into what I do and can I help you? So those are great things to post at least once a week if you can, a recipe. So look at all these comments just from that one. That's a lot of comments for that one recipe. So then what I was saying is I did not sit there and go, okay, I send it to you. Okay, I sent it to you right away. What you want to do is wait for a while and then see, I haven't even liked her comment yet. But when I did send it, I did reply and say I sent it to her. So anytime you're liking what they wrote or commenting back to them, that is going to bring your post back up into people's news feed. So that is why you want to spread it out. So like I did one, maybe I did 10 and then I would wait an hour and then I would do 10 more and then wait an hour. And so now like here, I can go like her comment now, and that's going to bring it back up in people's news feed. So that's just a tip of when people comment and respond to your stuff. We're so used to responding right away, but you don't want to do that when this is your business because you want that to constantly be in people's newsfeed. So kind of spread it out throughout the day. Okay. So those are just things that I do while I'm working my business. I friend people. I'll go back and send them that friend message. Thank you for connecting with me. I invite. Inviting is the hugest thing. You have to do it. That's the most thing that most people don't like to do. I'm the opposite of that. I love to invite and I don't like to form people because it takes so long. But we have to do that, especially with the UK people. They just listening to calls and everything for people who have dealt with them, they have to really trust you, and that's great. So you need to really be forming them and getting their trust. And that, again, I can't stress it enough, that's where free groups come in. You're adding value, you're getting to know them. It's a much quicker pace too. So another tip on UK people, get into UK groups, start offering value, start building relationships. That way you can friend them and then get them onto your page. And then follow up is key. Always, always, always follow up. Follow up the next week. Follow up the next week. Wait a couple weeks. Follow up the next month. I always follow up. Like I said, even if it's a year later, I'm still following up with people. If it's a year and I come across their messages and I'm following up, sometimes I'll say, would you like me to take you off of my list so I don't keep messaging you? I think I've had maybe five people say that to me. Yes, please take me off. Everyone else has always said, no, you keep messaging me. And Barbara is a great example. She has followed me for 3 years, and she just signed up in October. So last month she signed up, became a discount coach. She's on day 12 of her health journey. She's already lost 15 pounds in 12 days. And she said she has never felt this good. She is thankful that I daily shared my journey. Otherwise, she would have never joined, even though it took 3 years. So it just shows you that if you stay consistent, always stay consistent posting with your journey. I am not consistent, with my journey. Like this week, I haven't worked out like I should. I haven't been eating on track like I should, but that's life. But I still post. I still share my life every single day. And that's what matters. And then, of course, always inviting and following up. So those are things I do that must be done every day. I don't work my business usually on Saturdays or Sundays as far as inviting goes, but I always post. Especially Sunday night is a huge, huge time to post about the business opportunity and a new challenge group. So you always want to be sure you're posting at night about those things. Not just Sunday night, all through the week too, but Sunday night's big. So another thing you need to be doing, I'm always every day in my coach office looking at my team what they're doing, looking at new orders that have come in from Hitting Success Club. You get what we call leads, so you get free people that Beachbody gives you. But another thing that I can't stress enough, and I didn't do it right away, I waited a couple months when I was a coach before I started listening to our team calls. They're every Monday morning. I can't listen live, but I always come back and listen to the recordings. So just get on news, National Wake Up Call. And when you might not be able to listen to this at work to plug your headphones in, but a lot of coaches do it while they're driving to and from work. There's so many times you can do this. Go back and listen to all these coach calls, even from way, way, way back before you ever started. There's so many great tips and tools in every single call. I can't stress it enough. Like these, again, this is free information. These coaches know what they're doing. They've done it. Maybe they've done it 1 year or they've done it 5 years, and they're super successful either way. And they're offering their tips for free. Like no business I know does what Beachbody does. To try to help us succeed, everything is for free. So that's another thing you need to be doing and listening to these calls. And then again, if you're not in my training, there's training right here that you should be doing anyways on top of my training. But all of this is so good. It's here to help you step by step on how to work your business. The basic things are what I just went over: inviting, following up, friending new people every single day. Do it over and over and over again. But still, we have training here to help you. So this is, just stuff you can do in, you got 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Try to fit it in. That's what I did when I started. I should go over. It's always good to refresh and do it again. So I should really do that again. And then YouTube is huge. I would sit there at work and listen to hours and hours of YouTube, just whatever, like all the top coaches, their videos, what they do, their tips, anything to help me is what I did. So I hope that helps. I just wanted to share a little bit about what I do. Let me do this really quick. As far as running challenge groups, everything is laid out for you, like I said. I've got scripts for challenge groups. You can Google. Other teams put theirs out there on Google you can take. But Beachbody gives us right here challenge group guides. For every single program, there's a guide of what to post and a picture. So all you have to do is copy it and paste it. You can mix them up. Okay, see, this is different than it was this morning. So anyways, but you can, this is funny. But they have it in all the languages now. Clearly, you can see that. This is really small as far as they literally changed this since yesterday. But anyways, you can click on whatever group you want to do. It doesn't have, whatever program. Like I don't run my challenge groups where everyone has to do the same program. Anyone can do whatever they want of our programs. But you can pick and choose different posts from all these groups or challenge programs, or you can stick with one. It doesn't matter. You can always change up the wording if you need to, but that is what I use. And then, like I said, Google is your best friend for anything. So hope that all helps. Ask me any questions and have a great night.